Hey, my friends, it's Katie. I know it's kind of late depending on where you are. I'm so sorry. I've been trying to get in here and lots of things on our plate today, but I'm here and I'm so excited about how things are coming together. Talked with several of the team members today on different parts and pieces, and it's really, really starting to get exciting. So Nehemiah day 8, though, is why we're here, and I can't wait to dive into this even more with you at the event. But day 8, today I was reading in chapter 5 of Nehemiah, and the lesson for today is about being generous with your leadership, is about investing in the things that you believe in. And if you read through Nehemiah chapter 5, as I was reading again this morning, we learned that Nehemiah, as part of the work on the walls or after the work of the walls, we're not exactly sure the timing of it, but Nehemiah ends up being governor of Jerusalem for several years during this time period of this work, or after the work only lasted 52 days, supposedly, so it must be after that. But he ends up being governor to the people of Jerusalem. And as a governor, one of the things that it very specifically points out is that he was in charge of people who worked in the city. And it says that he took the expense upon himself to care for the daily needs of these people. So he was feeding about 150 people per day, it says, who were working underneath him in various different positions, right? So the soldiers that came with him were still with him, as well as these people who are now working under him as governor of Jerusalem. And he is daily feeding these people and taking care of their needs. And it mentions how much they had to provide for these people to be able to eat, just to eat every day, an ox and a bunch of other animals that it mentions there. But the thing that stood out to me was the generosity of Nehemiah. Instead of raising taxes, instead of charging the people, instead of whatever, he took it upon himself to provide for his people, to be generous with the people who were helping him accomplish the vision that God had given him. And the other thing along with that was that this was an investment. He didn't just go after the vision and expect other people to chip in and expect other people to do the work and expect whatever. He was willing to invest of his own finances, of his own social status, and of his own wealth to be able to accomplish this dream. And I think so many times in business, we think like, oh, I've got this great idea, or oh, I've got this vision for what God wants me to do in my business. But then when it comes time to invest in that thing, we're like, nah, maybe it wasn't God's plan, right? This is costing me too much, or I don't know where the money's going to come from, or whatever. And without realizing that, like Nehemiah, God had already provided for him what he needed to be able to serve these people as they were serving him and helping him with the vision of building this wall. And so it was really it stood out to me so much of his generosity and his willingness to invest in the thing that he believed in. He wasn't just there to say, this is my vision, now take orders from me and do this. He was there to provide the needs for the people who had caught the vision too, and to step up and say, here, let me help you as you help me, right? The generosity of that leadership, the willingness of Nehemiah to invest of his own personal funding into this big vision that God had given him for the community, really. And many of you in this group have big visions for what God wants to do through you and through your business in the community, in the world, with the charities that you want to support. Because the more money that we make, the more good we can do, the more we can put that money back out into the world, right? We will never have more time in our lives. There's always more money to be had because we serve the God who owns it all. And that God, I believe, is asking us to invest in the things that we believe in and to be generous with our people, to be generous with the gifts that he's given us, generous with the funds that he's given us so that we can accomplish this. I tell my clients all the time, money is just a tool. And so when you see money as a tool, you can understand how to use it without being emotionally attached to it. God, do you want us to use this tool over here? Or do you want us to use the tool over there? Right? And it becomes this conversation with the owner of your business that can be detached from the emotions in such a way that God can direct your steps, even with the tool of finances that he puts in your life. And so when God says, do this thing, and God has given you the money to invest in that thing, then you can do that with full confidence. If God says, do this thing, and he's bringing people to you who are willing to invest in your vision too, and you have a way to care for them, like Nehemiah was caring for those 150 people every day, then you can do that with confidence, because there will always be more money. Our God owns everything in the world, right? He owns it all. He has no limit to his budget for what he can do with you and through you. We put the limits on ourselves. There will never be more time. We're only allotted a certain amount of time. And God knows how much time each one of us has, right? But as to the money and the resources, there is no end to that. And that is living in that mindset that says, my God owns it all. I've got this, Lord, what do you want me to do with it? And so I hope that that's encouraging to you today. I hope that you're looking around to see how you can implement these ideas in your business. How can I be more generous? Lord, what do you want me to invest in? How do you want me to use this tool of the finances or the other resources, the people that you've brought into my life to help build this vision that you've given me to be able to make the impact in the world that we were created to make? Because business is not about the money. Business is about the people that you will touch. And the other end of every one of those transactions is a person who needs you to show them the love of Jesus, who needs the transformation that you give them to help them be all that they were created to be, but in the process to shine Jesus into their life. And we can do that when we are willing to invest of our own into the things, the vision that God has given us, and when we're willing to be generous leaders with the people that God brings alongside to help us. And so God bless you tonight. I hope you have a great evening, or if you're watching this on the replay tomorrow, thank you for watching. And I just really appreciate that you're jumping in here and getting involved prior to this event. More fun stuff coming Tuesday. Wednesday will be check-in. You'll want to watch for those announcements. We'll be explaining more about that tomorrow. And tomorrow is also the last day, the very, very, very last day to get tickets. So if you've still got friends who need to be here at Handprint Legacy Live, send them over to the website, handprintlegacylive.com, and let them grab that ticket before they go away tomorrow night. So God bless you. Have a wonderful evening. We'll talk again tomorrow. Bye-bye.